Hey Gold Medal family, welcome to today's class on Wednesday. Today's video is going to be about forms and some techniques of forms. So I know a lot of you guys are not in Black Belt Club or not everybody's in Black Belt Club that might be watching these videos. That's okay. Because you're still going to need at some point when you do move over, roll up into and get invited into the Black Belt Club program, eventually you're going to have to learn how to do the Poomse there. So if you can kind of get ahead of the game and start learning how to block properly, that will help once you get into the Black Belt Club program. That'll help you be able to learn how to do the forms properly and not have to worry about, which move and where does my hand go, which hand do I block with, punch with, stuff like that there. So you already have a good foundation of blocking. So we're going to go through a few blocks here. I'm just going to show you the blocks, and I want you to practice the blocks 10 times on each side of your body. Actually, nope, scratch that. No, 10 times. I want you to do 15 times on each side of your body. 2 sets of each block, both sides of your body. So you're going to do 2 times with the right hand, up to 15. Then 2 times with the left hand, up to 15. And then you move to the next block. Okay, so we're going to start out here with low block. Now, normally we don't use these too much outside of learning the Poomse, but the blocking does help you get an idea of how to block properly to the right parts of your body, to the right sides of your body, even while you're sparring. One of the biggest things that I find, and we had a good sparring week last week. We did a lot of drilling and training. We even did some free sparring, which was really fun and exciting because we haven't been able to do that, we haven't done that in quite some time. And we had some really good matches, and I was very proud of everybody, especially all of our new people that really got in there and just kind of picked it up and went at it very, very well. So, but a few things that I did notice after being off and not having some sparring classes for a while, the blocking was challenging for a lot of people. So in your guardings, we're going to do these in the guarding stance today instead of just your normal standing positions here. Guarding stance, I got my right leg in front. So you're going to practice that right hand low block. So it's 2 movements. Most of you guys already know this. I'm going to kind of quickly explain it for those that don't. If I'm going to block with my right hand, I want to bring my right hand up by my left ear. Left arm goes straight out in front. So it should look like this from the side. From behind, it will look like this. All right. Now the block is 2 movements. 1, I'm going to take in my left hand, I'm going to turn it up and then pull it way back on my hip. And then my right hand, I'm going to strike down, but swipe down, swing it down here for the low block. What I'm doing here is I'm blocking somebody's leg. I'm blocking a kick. This is very similar to if I'm sparring. I am going to kind of block that the kick with my arm. It's the way you actually do it. And although it's not, you're not going to prepare like this and execute it like that in a match, we know that. But the same swinging, swiping movement that you would use for this low block is the same one you would use to block a kick in sparring. So prepare. 1, 2. Prepare again. 1, 2. And this way. And remember, we're doing these in guarding stances today. Prepare. 1, 2. Prepare. 1, 2. Now, part of the reason we're kind of going over just traditional beginner blocks here is even in our Black Belt Club, watching Black Belt Club last week in class, and some of the members there performing the blocks during, I think Taeguk Yukjung is the form that we're doing right now. I still need some practice from some of the seasoned Black Belt Club members. Those that have been in Black Belt Club for quite some time. I still saw partial preparations, partial hands on hips, arms maybe a little too close to the body, blocking to the wrong sides. You're turning and blocking like this when it should be on the same side, left, right, something like that. So we can always use some extra practice and just creating a good habit to know how to block properly. So again, low block. 1, 2, prepare, 1, 2. That's the block right there. That would be right hand, left hand here. Right arm up, left arm up. 1, 2. Prepare. 1, 2. Again, making sure this is not touching the shoulder or your face or your head, or you're laying on that hand. The hand just hovers right here over the shoulder. Never touch any part of your body. Okay, so that's the low block right there. Middle block, same thing, guarding stance here. We're going to do a cross middle block on this one though, because I want you to be able to execute the middle block with power, and most of the time it's middle blocks are in our Poomse are usually cross, meaning if I'm going to block with the right arm, I got my left foot in front here. So right arm, left foot in front. You can look at me from the side. It should look like I'm in a guarding stance. See how that works? Open up, and then I'm going to twist and turn. 1, 2. Prepare up again. And 1, 2. Now, if you guys do have paddles or targets or something to hit, go ahead. You can practice. When you practice these here after I explain these, you can go ahead and practice hitting on something. That's not going to hurt you at all, meaning it's going to help you. It's not going to affect you and help you create a bad habit when I say hurt you. Right? And even block and hit something with your hand, even though if I would block, I would be actually blocking with my arm here. But that's okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you notice the way my body is moving, my hips and shoulders. You gotta put the body movement in there. Otherwise, you're just getting arm movement, and it's like this, and you're gonna lack power, you're gonna lack torque on that block. So in order for you to actually strengthen it up and use it, you're gonna be lacking the body movement, so it's gonna be a little weaker. And then if you're in motion and you put body movement into it, you're gonna probably knock yourself off balance because your body's not used to that movement. Okay, so that's low block, middle block. Normally we'd go right into the high block, but I wanted to do some different ones today. So we're gonna work on your knife hand blocks. Here's a couple of pointers for you guys. We're not going to do any specific stances, back stance, front stance, or nothing like that. Just straight up here, knife hand block. I'm going to do it to the side here just to show you guys. You prepare it just like I am doing a low block. However, I open the hand up so that it looks like a knife. Now just so that you all know, the thumb is on the inside, and I'm going to take my middle finger and bend it down so that it's even with my index and ring finger. That's your knife hand. That's going to take you some practice, which is okay. Some people can do that very easily. Some people have a really hard time doing that, and they just don't have the control over it. Much like me, I'm not able to kind of cross my fingers over like this without twisting them. I know a lot of people can just cross their fingers over, see like my left hand, very easy. I'm not able to do that. Actually, I did it right here in my right hand, but I'm struggling to do that. Some people can just do that very easily. I have to twist my fingers over to actually get them to cross, right? So same thing here. That middle finger moving down so that is even with that ring and index finger. Some people have to practice it. Some people can do it pretty easily. But in any instance, knife hand block here. Make sure the palm is turned up towards you. So like if I were to place my palm right here on my jawbone or my ear, I don't want my thumb, and I definitely don't want the back of my hand. I want to turn it up as much as I could, so that way when I execute, I can snap out, and I get that snap motion for the knife hand block. Now this one is your outer knife hand block. There is an inner knife hand block. We're not going to go over that one today. We are going to go over your knife hand strike though, so that's next here. But again, for outer knife hand block, hana, dual, set. And again, take these very, very serious. It's important for you guys to really make sure you're doing this correct, so that way when you go and do your Poomse, you don't have to focus or worry about how to prepare for a block. If I say we're going to execute a right hand knife hand block, your body and your habit already knows exactly how to prepare and how to execute that. And it causes less confusion for you. Now, the next one is going to be your knife hand strikes. Much like your guarding stance, again, almost very, very similar to your inner middle block. Guarding stance, preparation for knife hand block. See how it's basically the same thing. That's what you want. Elbow out. And I'm back here. I'm not like this. A lot of people will just kind of relax and square up. And when you're not open, I lose this much amount of momentum for impact, for a good strong block. If I'm like this. From here, then it's going to have to just be hand movement and arm movement. I want to use body movement, so I want to put my whole body into this movement to snap that knife hand block. Hup. Hup. Now this one again, because I want you to feel the strength of it. I want you to feel your own power. We are going to use the rear leg on this one again. Hup. So it's a cross block. Left hand in front, right hand is blocking. Hup. If I were to switch the other side, this is the left side. Right leg is front, left hand is blocking. Hup. Hup. You can do the same side if you want to. You will do that in certain forms that we have at certain times, so I wouldn't suggest, or I wouldn't say don't practice that, but it's okay if you don't right now, if you want to just practice the stronger side, which is going to be your rear side. So that's your knife hand block, or knife hand strike. Now, contrary to how this looks and how people think, you don't want to block like this. Like I'm trying to use my hand to slice somebody's head off, right? That's not what the block is. The strike. That's not what the strike is. The strike actually is more of a collarbone strike, and I'm kind of striking and swiping down at an angle. Or I could use it to kind of come in a little bit higher. 1 inch below the earlobe here is where you got a pressure point, and that's kind of where a knockout zone is for the body. Boom, if I hit in like that, straight in, but it's still at an angle a little bit. It's never just straight in like this, just a straight arm like that. You're always going to have it somewhat bent. And part of the reason for that is the straighter out my arm is, the weaker it's going to be over here. So you're going to bring it in a little bit so that you can keep and maintain some power and strength. I always equate it to this. If you go to the grocery store and you get a jug of milk out of the water, even though it's only a gallon, you don't grab it and hold it like this. Not only would that just look weird, but you bring it into your body and maybe put the other hand underneath it, or you just have one hand and you hold it in closer to your body because you got more strength here. So the closer you are to your body, the stronger those techniques are going to be. And again, so all of these you're going to do 2 sets of 15 each hand. So that's your knife hand strike. And those are the blocks that we're working on today, and your knife hand strike. And then practice your current gold medal form. Run through that 5 times, whichever one you are. So sunrise, sunset, green field, blue wave, fiery sun. Black belt, supernova. Go through that twice because that's all the forms there. So that's today's video for you guys, and keep practicing, and we'll send out the next video for Thursday's conditioning video. Will be out there later on.